Hey, what's going on, guys? It is officially October, which is my favorite month of the year. I love Halloween. I love the weather. I love watching scary movies every day and posting stuff about scary games. But all that aside, we're here to talk about some video game news. So without further ado, let's jump into it. First thing I want to talk about today is kind of like a weird, a weird one. There's an interview in the Japanese gaming magazine talking with the guys from Sega who made the Genesis Mini, which, if you've been watching my channel, you know I love that thing. That thing is fantastic. I love the user interface. I really like the selection of games on it. But anyway, he was talking about basically the next project for them. Now, the reason this came up is because the little tiny mini Game Gears have just come out recently, and they've been going around and people have been opening them up and reviewing them. I did end up ordering something of that nature here, but it's not here yet. It has to come in from Japan, so be on the lookout because I'm gonna kind of review those and check them out with you guys. But the question came up of what's next. So if you don't know, the little tiny Game Gears only came out in Japan. Well, in the interview, the guy was saying that basically that the next project they're working on is going to be something more global. So basically, think of something that everyone can identify with, I would imagine. And he also specifically said that the SG-1000 and a Dreamcast Mini are not off the table. Now, if you know anything about Sega consoles, the SG-1000 only came out in Japan and sold like, I don't know, like 100,000 units, maybe a little bit more than that. So when they're talking a global unit that's something that everyone can identify with, that really kind of leads me to believe that there's going to be a Dreamcast Mini in the future. I mean, I know that's partially just my wishful thinking, but what do you guys think? You know, thinking back to the Genesis Classic, they had, what, 40-something games on it? So, you know, what would you pay and what games would you want on a Dreamcast Mini? You know, leave that in the comments below. I think if it's popular enough, I might do a video of maybe 20 games I would want on there. I think that 20 would be like the minimum. But let me know what you guys think down below. Another big thing that happened this week was they actually had a teardown video for the PS5. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the thumbnail of the video and I saw how tall it was, I thought at first it was like a joke video, like someone was making fun of it and did a Photoshop. But wow, no, that, you know, they kept saying that the PS5 is the largest footprint of a console, home console ever made, and it is absolutely true. The PS5 is massive, but we learned some really cool things in the teardown. If you watch the video, you know, I'm just gonna kind of hit some highlights here. They showed where the expandable memory was. They also showed that it had several high-speed USB ports, including a USB-C, which is awesome. But they also showed the cooling system, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway, it's awesome because the fan is basically inside the unit itself, as in the core, and you can vacuum it out and clean it out, which, you know, you couldn't really do that with consoles before that, to my knowledge, at least not easily. So another thing that's really neat about it, though, is the fact that the fins, or I don't know what you want to call them, but on the side come off, and that's how you access everything. So that's also the part of the console you're really looking at. The thing that's cool about this, in my opinion, is I would imagine that would be the part you would decorate in a limited edition console. I'm still sure they're going to have limited edition consoles, of course, come out, but it makes me wonder, can you maybe buy some of those fins and switch them out yourself? Like, maybe think of like the Xbox 360 faceplates. Rather than having to buy a whole new console for a limited edition Spider-Man, let's say you can just buy like a new, you know, these new fins and swap them out yourself. I don't know, what do you think? I think that's a really cool option. But the other thing that really kind of stuck out to me, the last thing I'm going to talk about with this teardown, is why was this unit so tall? Why is the PS5 so tall? And when they really tore it apart and took it out, you saw a heatsink that was massive. I mean, like, wow, that heatsink is literally the span of the console, which really goes to how much trouble they're trying to go through to get this thing to be basically as cool as possible. Now, if you have a PS4 Pro, you know that thing's pretty loud, kind of like a small jet plane. This thing, I think with that fan, with that massive heat sink, it's probably going to run pretty quiet, which seems to be the PlayStation's goal. I think they're learning from their mistakes, which is an awesome thing. But hey, did you guys watch the breakdown? And if so, what do you think about it? Another thing I really wanted to talk about this week is awesome because it shares two of my great loves, video games, of course, and theme parks. If you don't know anything about me, I love me some theme parks. I go to Disney like 4 times a year, if not more. But it looks like they actually have a date for when Nintendo Land, which is in Japan, Universal Japan, is going to be opening, and they're saying spring of 2021. Man, there's only a few pictures out that leaked, you know, from like a drone or something, and Nintendo Land looks fantastic. I mean, they have like the Zelda castle, they have the whole Mario world. It looks like you walked right into the video games. They have a whole thing based on Mario Kart. It looks amazing, and the fact that it is opening up in 2021 spring is like so cool. You know, I've always wanted to go to Japan, so like now I have like definitely more reason to go there. I don't know when I'll ever get the opportunity to go over there, especially right now with the whole COVID situation. But, oh my gosh, are you guys pumped for this thing? You know, if any of you guys live in Japan, which I only know one person I know watches my videos in Japan, but if anyone else happens to live in Japan, is this something you're pumped for? Is this something you're going to go to? And also, maybe kind of tangentially to that question, is it something that you're interested in going to, but maybe want to wait a little bit for the crowds to die down, or maybe the COVID thing to chill out? I don't know, let me know. I personally am extremely pumped for this thing. The last thing I wanted to talk about this week was the Nintendo Treehouse. Now, it was about a 40-minute video where they went over 2 of their games that we absolutely know are coming out this year, one of them being Pikmin 3, and one of them being the new Zelda Breath of the Wild, Age of Calamity, Dynasty Warriors game. So, I mean, I'll touch briefly on the Zelda thing first. I mean, they could show, you know, the people who are going to get this game, they're already sold. You know, it's awesome that they're showing more gameplay, and it's awesome that they're showing, you know, just different stuff about it. But I think everyone who's interested is chomping at the bit to get that extra bit of story, and also to you know, just jump right into this game. I'm personally not a big Dynasty Warriors fan, but I do love Zelda, so, you know, it's kind of like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it, but you know, I'm not like as hyped as a lot of people are, I'm sure. But the big thing here, takeaway from the Treehouse, was the Pikmin 3. It's kind of cool. They showed the co-op, and basically it looks like you can play the whole game co-op. But the big thing that Nintendo has been doing a lot lately, which is awesome, is they dropped a demo. And not only just a demo, but it's a demo where your progress carries over. This is a very smart decision. I mean, obviously a lot of companies have been doing this recently, but when you have a demo that carries over, of course, you kind of feel a little bit invested. Like, hey, I've already put in, you know, a couple hours in the game. I enjoyed it, of course. And, you know, I wouldn't mind continuing on. And that's kind of the strategy they're going with. They've done this a lot recently with JRPGs. You know, not to mention, really, Bravely Default 2 being the most recent in my mind. But, you know, it's cool when they do this. I mean, I love how all these little Nintendo Directs seem to have some kind of shadow drop. But when you're talking a big game, one of Nintendo's big final games of the year, and you give a demo that has progress that carries over, I think that's just a really smart, cool move. But hey, let me know if you guys are playing this demo, and what do you think about it? I've actually personally never played a Pikmin game, so I think I'm going to download it and check it out myself. So, like always, I want to leave you guys with a fun question for the end of the video, and I think this time I want to talk about Halloween. I love scary movies, I'm watching them all the time, but what is a scary movie that you are absolutely planning on watching this holiday season? For me, it's definitely going to be a movie that I watch every year, and I can't wait. Maybe I'll rewatch it this weekend. Definitely going to rewatch The Thing. I love that movie so much, and you know, it's about time, I think. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Hey, once again, thank you so much for watching the videos. We have all sorts of fun stuff planned this month. I think I'm going to have a something old, something new out soon that will be definitely more spooky themed. But hey, as always, subscribe if you haven't. Leave a thumbs up or thumbs down. Comment, please. And hey, take it easy.